Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Aaron Cook.
Jay Donovan.
Fischer. And me, Todd Novak. Guys, this is end of a long week.
Yeah. We got Jay back.
I know.
What happened to him? I have returned.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
We missed out. We missed you, Jay, just so you know.
Well, Todd might have.
And I heard there were some blasphemies about P basses in my absence, but we can come back to that later. So
I heard you didn't like them either. That's why you sold yours. Because you didn't like it.
I'm sorry.
Jay's head just exploded.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Okay.
I don't
know if we can.
I don't want to. No anger.
You can get into it. You can get into it later. You want to air your grievances?
I need to just say,
like
if somebody said a P bass was not, a pure instrument, was not the final chapter in electric basses.
That's not what was said. The question was, what guitar you don't necessarily like?
Right.
Right?
No,
right.
It was the top most hated.
You were stretching it, I think.
No, that was pretty much
it. Damn it.
And you said, I hate P basses.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Blasphemer.
Which, I said I hate Stratocasters.
That's true. That's the same thing.
But I was confused because I don't play anything that's remotely like a Stratocaster. However, you said, I hate playing P basses, which playing them is different than saying, I hate the way P basses sound, because the playability of it is so close.
It's all right. It's all right. It's only like
we don't need to rehash everything.
The template for all electric basses ever. But other than, besides that.
But Jeff's a mold breaker.
True.
But so you're saying that
he's a
I don't want to rehash it, but you're saying
but
the P bass and the jazz bass were very similar.
They are very similar.
Jay.
From a physicality point of view, take the pickups out. It's
change the body,
it's a
change
little
the neck.
bit of an offset, but come on. It's not like you're going like,
the neck is totally
an SG
different.
bass or something.
Well, it's not like going from one brand of bass to another brand of bass.
Right.
It's not that extreme, like going from a Fender to a Gibson or something like that. But they are different. They're different.
Sure.
The necks are different.
Yep.
Thinner and
a little bit.
And the pickups are different.
Right, but we were talking.
It's more than I would have thought.
I was just surprised that there would be that degree of hatred for something that was slim degrees of difference from a physicality standpoint.
It was more of I was on the spot and had to think of the last thing that I was like, I just don't like this thing, and that's what it was.
Oh, that's it.
Yes. True. You came over to my house and
you still have a beef
I
with
played
him?
yours.
Yeah,
is the beef
it.
squashed?
It's gone.
Beef is squashed. All right. Look at this, friends. I like that action. Okay, let's talk about what is going on in our world of music this week. Hefe.
So let's talk about basses.
What?
Basses.
Is this the bass show? I guess it kind of might be.
It is.
It might end up being that, but
just because I borrowed someone's bass by the name of Aaron, and he had this Stingray laying in his basement for many years, untouched.
This is true.
unfettered.
Untethered.
And I'm like, I want to try a different bass, so let me borrow your bass. And he's like, sure, go ahead.
Untainted.
I don't know what state it is in. And is that true? You didn't know what state it was in?
I did not necessarily know what state it was in.
But you knew something was up with it.
Well, I knew that the neck was a little
Yeah,
warpy.
you said it was warpy.
Warpy.
So,
You mean twisted or just...
Yeah, all of the above.
Ooh.
So, kind of like you, I was interested in what can I do to fix this thing? Because, I messed around with tweaking necks and stuff, and I had a lot of neck tweaks I was doing with the bass I had, trying to get that thing right. So I'm like, this is a challenge. I want to give it a shot.
You did spend a lot of time on that. I remember you...
Yes, because the truss rod broke. And,
Right.
and
that was a whole...
stuff.
That's actually a good story. Talk about that just a little bit.
So is it that Squire Jazz bass?
Right.
And I was not the one that broke it. Another guy at a music store was tweaking it and snapped it. So
Oh, man.
he was responsible for fixing it, which he did, which was awesome. But
I want to make a note really quick that Aaron just drank a Snapple like full mouth. Like, yeah, like.
how do you even?
That is awful.
How can you control
Yeah, how do you not die?
But you went directly to like full lip wrap. It wasn't even. That's I'm.
It's just how I roll.
That's a little bit concerning.
I have a big mouth.
Yeah.
And do with that what you will.
Wow.
We're just
And
there.
you
I
do.
don't know what to. Golly.
Anyways,
So anyways.
with a banana. All right,
This
go
is-
ahead.
you want to see me do that again?
No.
No, that was really awful. Thank you.
So when it came back fixed, I still wasn't quite right. So I kept messing with it, read a bunch of articles, watched a bunch of videos, trying to get this thing back aligned. Here, it basically snapped again as working on it. So basically,
His did?
No, not his. This is
Sorry,
mine.
you're still talking about your
yeah.
own. Gotcha.
So
Yeah, they give you a loaner base, right?
well, we swapped necks off of a different one.
Okay.
And then began tweaking that one. But anyways, I learned a lot in that process. I'm like, well, I'm gonna try it, see what I can do on this other one of Mr. Cook's, and wanted to try a different type of bass as well. So the neck was not warped. It was just needed reset up. So
Which is hilarious because that thing has been to many a music shop, and all the idiots at said music shops are like, "Oh, this it's messed up, man."
I don't know why they would say that, because it was,
I know, because you straighten that.
yeah. I mean, it could use a fret job, but
Like how so?
couldn't?
yeah.
Wait, yeah, let me have that. I'll do that. I love that.
You want to do that?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Well, this
Well, I
means
did it on your junior.
No,
we're going to
So-
talk about
okay,
that at
all
some
right.
point.
not a fret job in the sense that you're thinking it needs frets
He
replaced.
needs replace frets.
Yeah,
Really?
they're ground down.
Well, no, yeah. That bass saw
Yeah, it's
some
old.
serious action.
Yeah.
Did you? It wasn't stored strings down, was it? That jacks.
No.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
No.
I
I've
think it
gotten
was.
a lot off Craigslist where people have done that. I'm like,
I think
what are
the
you
issue
doing?
was moisture.
Yeah, it is most definitely moisture.
There's a lot of rust
Moist.
and like even mold. There was mold growing on the neck.
Dude, that. So the.
That's my MO, by the way.
Do I gotta wait to talk about
No,
that?
you
Okay,
can-
so he
makes
gave
it
me
stronger.
his
Makes it better.
his junior to work on, and I was going through the gig bag and I pull out this strap, a leather strap, and it was covered in black mold. I'm like, what the hell is this?
You got a problem, man.
Yeah, man.
You gotta take better care of your
What
stuff.
is wrong with you?
You just don't care. Just don't
Do you
care.
have a sump pump?
What's that?
Dehumidifier.
I could have got
keep stuff in the
mesothelioma
basement.
or something.
If you
from
keep your
that.
stuff in the basement, make sure.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised. And then that really scared me to actually pull the guitar out of the case. I was like, oh no, what's going to be in here? But I pulled out way worse. And that one was actually in fairly good condition
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, the
Anyways.
guitar is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all polished up and straightened and
Yeah.
got rid of the mold on the neck. And I don't even know if you ever looked at it since I returned it or not. But,
I have.
oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And
It looks good.
Okay, good.
It plays nice.
All right.
Finally. So yeah, I can actually put that thing back in my rotation, which I'm super pumped about. So I got to start writing some more music so I can use that.
super pumped.
Okay, so that's your...
That's what I did
that's
for
what
a
you did
couple
this week.
days.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Multiple days.
Yeah.
Always therapeutic. That's what I love about doing that stuff.
I wish I could do that
That's fun.
stuff.
put on another podcast, put on a YouTube, put on a video, like a
Celine
live,
Dion,
like a
or-
full concert in
Love
HD.
Celine
Just-
Dion in
yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Pre-husband dying or post-husband dying?
Oh, dude,
Too soon?
that's grim. Okay, who's next? Jay.
Well, all right. So since I sold everything,
Welcome
that
back, Jay.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back. Thank you very much. Since I sold everything I have, the one thing I still have is
and
this.
let's clarify. Did you sell everything you have?
This is not your house. And
No, not.
it's just-
Or did
I mean,
you-
I'm not a hermit. I'm not
Right.
like living in a cave.
And
or
it
anything.
wasn't. You're not. I'm just trying to clarify for those listening that you didn't sell all your gear because you don't want it you don't want to do this anymore. You sold all of your analog gear.
So that I have room for new gear.
For drugs.
And I'm
Thank
still,
you.
I'm
Okay.
still in the
Drugs.
midst of making those decisions.
Right.
So and I didn't sell the
Is
upright.
this to join anybody's band that you know?
Maybe it's out.
I'm not going to
Jury's
stop.
out.
I'm not going to stop asking.
But
Okay.
let me. So one guitar I still have is an unknown. Okay, so imagine the crappiest acoustic guitar you could ever imagine.
It's a Stingray bass. Does that count?
I thought it was an ovation.
It's not that. Okay, never mind. It's not that bad.
Thought we established that last time. It's the ovation.
That's right. It was the ovation.
Yeah, okay.
But imagine the crappiest one you can imagine, and then think of one that's like worse than that.
Okay.
So that is this.
Is it a Hannah Montana guitar?
It's an unknown, unnamed guitar. I have no idea what it is. It was like it just ended up in the apartment that I was living in like 15 years ago. And I think it was my friend's girlfriend's guitar.
Okay.
But then she moved away and like nobody wanted it. Like nobody wanted it.
Okay.
And it ended up with me. But it has these on the pick guard, it has these like totally rose, like these it's like country western like roses engraved in plastic.
Oh, okay.
And so
Sounds beautiful.
It's the action's like so high you can barely play it.
So it's like a slide acoustic then.
Unintentionally. It's like it was
Right.
planned that way. It's just like falling apart. But I play it occasionally. You can play chords on it toward the nut. So that's that's my favorite thing.
Playing near the nut.
Because
what
it's
you're
the
doing this
only.
week?
Yeah, that's like because it's the only thing.
The only
Like,
one laying around.
yeah, and like whenever I need to think,
You're not playing your Rhodes piano?
I haven't sold it yet. I guess I still have that, but it's not.
You're not
it's
getting sexy on it?
no or synthesizers on it or anything like that.
Has it been tuned?
The
guitar.
The guitar. Yeah.
No, I was talking about the Rhodes.
Oh, the Rhodes.
But anyways, we can forgo that. Is the guitar in tune?
Well, it'll, parts of it are, and then as you move up
Is
the
it
neck,
nylon
and stuff.
strings or steel strings?
They're steel. I'm gonna see.
Boy,
if
that must be in rough
It might
shape.
be a Sears or I don't know what it is, dude.
Yeah.
And not a cool Sears guitar.
Interesting. I have an acoustic guitar thing too.
All right.
All right. And it's similar.
Ooh.
It's similar.
Oh.
All right. I had a friend of mine who is an avid flea marketer, and she gets just really crazy cool stuff all the time. And I'm constantly saying, hey, if you see anything out there that you think I might like, as far as guitars and music gear go, whether it's at a garage sale or a flea market or whatever, let me know. Like, shoot me a pic, shoot me a text, because I'd like for you to pick it up for me. She came over, her family came over, and we were going to have barbecue and a fire out in the back. And she had this big thing wrapped up in all these bags, and she said, I've got a present for you. And I said, whoa, what's that? Now, you recognize the shape of it, and you're like, that's a guitar. Okay, cool.
What was that?
I started working on, excuse me. I started taking apart the plastic, and then I hear this thunk, and then I said, what was that? She said, oh, we found it in the trash. And it was a Yamaha Dreadnought with the headstock completely broken off.
Was it
She's
still
like-
attached to strings?
She's like,
or-
well, I know you love to fix guitars.
You only can
like,
fix it.
Can't be fixed.
This is not at remotely fixable. Like, it wasn't like a Gibson clean snap, at the break of the neck,
Right.
where you see those repaired all the time. This thing was below the nut, like busted in half, like splintered the whole thing. She's like, I'm sure you can fix it. I said, there is no way in hell anybody's going to be fixing this thing, but I have an idea. So, took all the strings off and everything, and we're sitting around. We're sitting around after the barbecue, and we're chilling around the fire. And I went and got that guitar, and I stuck it in the fire, right in the middle of the fire, and it was awesome. She's
And
like,
then-
"What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I said,
Ashes
I told
to
you this thing
ashes.
is not. The only thing to do with this is burn it. It's been in the trash, so who knows what kind of funk is all over this thing. And I can't fix it. What do you want me to do with it? I'm going to burn it. And it was super cool. And we watched the thing. It was very picturesque. Like, I've got photos and stuff of the flame just climbing up it. And it was like obviously it was a guitar, but all the flames that it once fully engulfed completely took the shape of the guitar. It was awesome.
A lot of naked dancing.
Very Johnny Cash.
Around that guitar, right?
What?
A lot of naked dancing around the guitar.
Yes.
Burned in effigy.
Yeah. It was really cool.
That'd be fun.
I mean,
Never burned
how
a
often do you
guitar.
get a chance to burn a guitar? Like,
True.
and not like a little bit of lighter fluid like Jimmy style. I mean, like, torch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used
It
to
was
burn
really
guitar
cool.
picks. That's fun.
Why?
Yeah, they go up like, man.
Like tissue paper?
Yeah,
Like,
they
Those
just
things are 50 cents a piece. What are you doing?
And they're plastic.
they just explode. I'm just letting you know. They go up fast.
Well, that's good to know in case you ever get in an emergency or you like have to create fire really quick.
yeah.
Good to know. All right, Aaron.
multi-band compressors.
Okay.
All right,
Oh,
next.
should I elaborate?
Allow me to retort.
Yeah, so after our guest,
I mean, you had me at multi-band compressors, but
Chris really he really inspired me. Like a lot.
Chris Graham, our former guest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Music-
so I mean, he was talking about, really just he mentioned in passing, doing a multi-band compressor on your masters. So it's like usually up to this point in my very limited mastering practice, I've not used a multi-band compressor. I've just used a single band compressor on a mix, and but he said it in passing. I'm like, you know what? I got to go try that multi-band compressor again because it's confusing.
It's not simple.
It isn't, because you can select how wide these bands are, and you got to be very sensitive of where these bands are before, certain instruments in this frequency range cross over into, let's say higher instruments.
So this is in Logic or GarageBand?
It's Logic. Although I'm pretty sure you can do multi-band compressing in GarageBand, but don't hold me to that.
Anybody else
can.
know about that? Multi-band compressing in GarageBand?
I don't think there is
Mister
such a
of
thing.
Information. Hop to it.
All right.
Yeah. So it's
We need answers.
it's definitely the next thing that I want to sort of brush up upon. I started reading some articles, and it's like none of them help.
Did you find a good source for the articles that you can share with everybody?
No.
You are a wealth of information.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's just like a bunch of YouTube videos, and they just talk about what a multi-band compressor is, which I already know what it is.
Share with us.
So basically, it takes your audio signal and will, depend on how you set it up, will throw things into either 3 or 4 channels. So low mid, high mid, and high. And then you compress those individual channels so that, it's like if you need more things coming out of your low end, maybe you can
Which we
push.
do.
Yeah, which you can push it a little bit, or if it's really, you got a kick drum that's just way out of control, maybe you, I don't know, squeeze the attack on it, but eventually, I mean, it just gives you more control in how you compress an audio signal.
Okay. So when you said multi-band, I guess if I'm thinking like, because in GarageBand obviously you have a normal, like every track you have has a compressor attached to it.
Usually by default, yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if I am still thinking about that single compression per track, is that something that you're adding on to a track? Like, do you have to go find it and say I'm adding multi-compressor, or
Yes.
is it?
Yeah. But usually
Is it
you're
already available?
You're not not on default. And usually you save that stuff for a bus or
more for your master.
Auxiliary track, but usually it's for master.
Right.
Because, you have the full audio spectrum in play. So
in the
it's
raw format, you want all of the data, like all of
Yeah, exactly. So, usually you don't want to... there's no point really in doing a multi-compressor on, let's say a kick drum, just because its frequency is in a very specific place. So you're not worried about compressing frequencies on the other end of the spectrum by trying to tune that kick drum. So yeah, you can just use a single band.
So you're not necessarily squashing all of your tones and stuff. You're able to get much more selective about what you're compressing.
Yeah, it's not instrument bass. Would be the difference.
Yeah,
right.
So you're not just doing a kick drum, right?
Right.
You're actually doing every bass
right. Because
frequency.
it's master. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm following along.
So yeah,
I haven't done that on any of the recordings that I've done.
It's part of the dark arts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean,
we got to figure this out if it's available in GarageBand.
Multi-band compressor. So yeah, you can find that in GarageBand actually. It's kind of buried. If you dial up a plugin, scroll all the way down to the bottom and you see audio units, and you go into the Apple folder, and then there's the AU multiband. Anyone?
Multiband.
AU multiband compressor.
Compressor.
Yes.
Which looks way different than the Logic one. So
yes,
I wonder if
it's stripped down.
So it's not as functional.
No, it actually looks just as functional.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Okay. It's just the interface is quite different. But then again, I mean, it's like I gotta investigate further because I've not used it in GarageBand. I've only used it in Logic. And if I look at a third-party plugin, I'm sure our buddy Chris Graham would be like, I wouldn't recommend that.
No one-offs, according to him.
Nah. All right. So
cool.
That's exciting.
That's cool. So I'll look for that when I go back in there and see if I can start dinking around with that.
Watch your head explode, man.
Do that as well. Let's maybe bring that up again later and see what our results are. Okay, now on to our main topic.
Yes.
Our main topic is, what is our favorite piece of gear right now?
That you are using.
We're gonna go to Big J for this one first.
Yeah,
Big J Donovan.
Big J. What they called Little J. That's what they called me in college.
What did you go to?
With
Oxford?
an English?
Yeah, my soccer coach was English. There were two guys on the team. There's JJ Knack, and he was Big J, and I was Little J. So, the
awesome.
favorite piece of gear right now, I still use this iRig HD quite a bit to record stuff and onto my iPhone. And since I sold everything that I have, for positive reasons, as we already mentioned, I've been using that with the Rhodes. Like I'll record the Rhodes and run it through guitar amps. Most of the amp modelers on Amplitude that the iRig HD connects to, it's like fun to run the Rhodes through a Marshall model and just there's a lot of things you can.
I heard you have one of those for sale.
Yeah.
But it's pretty amazing what you can do on phones anymore. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like full recording, right?
Yeah, totally.
Multi-track recording on phone, and I don't know. I know I talked to Aaron about this at one point, but that music memo app.
Oh yeah.
It's an Apple product. Again, phone device is pretty phenomenal as well.
Well, actually, I beg to differ.
You don't like it?
No.
Well, you're not using it for the right purpose then.
We'll talk about that some other time.
Maybe another day.
Take that offline.
Yeah.
To be clear,
gone through a couple versions of this.
Yeah, this is the old version was you just plug directly into the headphone jack. The HD's got a connector that goes into the
right and
lightning port. Yeah,
the idea of that when it first came out, it was the simplicity, and you're like, whoa, I can play guitar right through my phone. But the problem of the in and the out being the same jack was super problematic because you're getting all kind of cross signal going on.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it still worked pretty well, but it was less than ideal. This one's supposed to be more HD, high definition.
Yeah.
And I should be clear that the iRig HD is actually the interface. That's the hardware that connects to your iPhone, and it runs the modeling software, and they have one called Amplitude. So those two kind of work in tandem. It's pretty great, pretty easy. Jeff's right, Fisher's right that I'm in alignment with you. That you can do just about between that or something like Sonoma Wireworks. Some of their multi-tracking apps are great for iPhone.
So these are like about $75. Something like that?
Maybe more like 99 bucks.
Yeah, I thought it was 100.
$99.
It's pretty steep.
That's pretty steep.
It's good,
feel worth it?
When I've used it for guitar,
I mean, I guess
I'm not using it right
now. You
now.
into like your iPad too, which is maybe you have a little bit greater control over your settings and all that stuff, just because everything's not so tiny, right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
You can use it with either one.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it. I like it because of the super fast. It's just like fast. Like I'm sitting down for like an idea, and it's all through with. It works best with a good pair of headphones. I should add. I like it. It's worth $100 to me.
So
interesting.
Powerful, no latency issues, really.
Nah. I never had any problems.
Nah.
So it's interesting. You talk about sit down, quick, fast. Capture your memo, your music memo.
Well, just his idea, like a little riff or whatever.
Yeah. Before I forget about it.
Not that I want to bring it up again, but music memo app is really pretty cool. Right, Aaron? It's awesome. You really
I don't know anything you were going to say. All right, Aaron, you're tasked with going to find out more about the music memo app so you can have an actual debate against it.
I don't need to. I already have. And basically, it just finds a chord structure that, in parallel, follows you.
I know what it does.
It's not a good songwriting tool. I'm sorry.
It's not a songwriting tool. It's a music memo. All right.
I don't understand the difference.
Exactly.
You should go use it.
All right, I'll go check it out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. All right. So that's your favorite thing right now. Cool. Thanks for sharing, Jay Donovan.
You're welcome.
Yes, that's
Aaron,
very nice of you.
What is your favorite thing right now that you're using?
It's my it's that guitar of mine that you actually set up for me.
Oh, cool.
So it's my 2009 Gibson Les Paul Jr. I don't somewhere along the way it's the sound is amazing these days. And it's actually closer to why I originally bought it. Because I just wanted that P90, man. I wanted that P90 sound in a really nice rock guitar. So, I think between the action and then I also started going with a different pair of strings. And you and I have talked about these, but the Ernie Ball Slinky Cobalt strings, you don't like them.
No, man. They're grippy. They're raw feeling.
Are the Cobalts the coated ones?
Yeah.
Is everything coated from that brand now?
Cobalts are not coated. It's just Minister of Information, give us the exact lowdown, so that we're not talking out of our nards.
I know, because the way
here's the thing: they have such a totally different tactile feel.
They do,
in my opinion.
They do.
But they have a different core and they have a different wrap. I mean, it's a very different string.
Yep.
The theory is that they sustain better.
Well, yeah,
every string says they sustain better
because of the different core, which I believe is the Cobalt part of it. Your pickups have a better time getting that signal from the vibrating strings. So that's how I've understood it.
They have a better time.
Yeah, no, they
have a good time getting the vibrating string.
So I watched a video on it because I was trying to figure it out, and what it is that apparently Cobalt has a higher sensitivity to magnetism.
Yes.
Than nickel.
Yes.
Most assuredly. So the idea is that you're getting more actual signal out of your strings.
Yes.
we're talking like micro fractions of whatever that is. But they're selling the crap out of them, right?
And I like them because they have drastically improved the tone of that Les Paul Jr. And it's got that. It's just got that clean edge to it that the P90 is gonna humbucker is gonna humbucker.
And its atomic number is 27. Just so you know, Cobalt.
Oh, thanks. They should have called them like the 27s or something, whatever. Cool. So here's a weird thing that I think, because they claim, again, there's very few strings that are going to say these aren't soft and silky and slinky at all. You know, they're claiming that they are really smooth and really slinky to play. I mean, and obviously Ernie Ball claim to fame is the slinky, but the minute I touched those things, I was like, ugh, I don't like it. It felt unfinished.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they feel like they're completely dry.
Yeah.
Like that there's no moisture, there's nothing.
No polish, no coating, no anything.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, it's like.
But that's cool. I mean,
it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
That's where you and I can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I like grippier strings. I don't know why, because.
Well,
on bass. On bass, because I'm moving.
Yeah, because Jay actually puts butter on his fingers before he starts playing.
Wait, do you seriously do that?
No.
Dang, you guys had me right there. Bastards.
But maybe I will start.
Yeah, Jay butters up before he plays.
How is that when your hand gets sweaty? Do you get more scratchy, like, the string noise from sliding? Is it hard to move? Or do you not really
No,
notice
it's
anything?
just, I don't think it does anything to the string noise, but it's not like I've played any outdoor gigs with this. It's not like I'm in my basement sweating away while I'm just riffing out.
Well, you need to play harder than
maybe.
Do you remember what gauge did you get? Do you remember?
Yes, it's the Power Slinky, so I'm going from a 11 to a 48.
So I use regular Power Slinkies. And well, that's a trip, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess different, horses for courses, I guess,
What?
It's a saying. Look it up.
Okay.
So, used
by the Portuguese.
There's something for everything. There's something for every purpose. There's a tool, there's a job, there's a, that. I'm going to get butchered for this one. But it's true. That's a very old saying. Horses for courses.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyways, that I took those back immediately. Honestly, I did, because they were more expensive too.
Yeah, they are more expensive.
And I felt bad because I got
You didn't open them? And
no, I opened a set, but I also had 3 others because I got them. I asked for them for Christmas. I got a whole pack of 5 or whatever.
You returned those
for Christmas from Santa Claus, and I put them on as
He's
garbage. And took them back, and they were cool. They took them back, and they said, "Yeah, well,
where'd you take them?
Get some other ones." Took them back to Guitar Center
here in town, in Columbus.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I hope nobody gets in trouble for that. But
the other interesting thing about them is,
you guys have never taken back strings or anything?
No,
I took back a pair of.
I only buy them one at a time. Bass strings, man, it's like $35.
Well, and that's why it's like, I spent
with it.
But no, I took a whole pack of what were they? Were they
Diodario?
They might have been. Yeah, they were. They were Diodarios. Got a bass set from that PV Fury, that old early '80s PV Fury that I got. Put them on, and it was like it was like they were strapped with like leather. They made
it's the
sound.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
hated Diodario bass
said,
strings.
How is an entire set completely dead? And I'm not saying they didn't sound like the way I wanted to. They didn't have, a certain tonal quality. They straight up were dead strings. And I took them to the guy, and obviously, and this was at Sam Ash actually. I took him to Sam Ash, and I said, "Here's the deal." He looked at me like completely sideways, like, "So you're saying a whole set of $30 strings are all dead?" And so he took them and he strung them up on a bass.
Yes.
He said, "Holy crap, this entire set of strings is dead." I said, "Hey man, I told you. I just want another set. I don't,
Well, did that second set work better?
I got the Ernie Balls, man.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, it's any time that I had bought Diodarios in a pinch, instantly regretted it as soon as I put them on a bass.
It's a trip.
Oh God, those strings are awful.
Has anybody tried the Elixir guitar strings?
Yes, I had that on my acoustic.
I have those on my Parlor.
I really like those just because my son plays my guitar all the time and he sweats like a fiend when he plays it.
Right.
And since those are coated, they don't get tarnished and rust really fast. So I'm like, oh, these are nice. I love these things.
Yeah. I actually also have on a different one, I have the Martin has a set, I believe Martin has a set of coated strings as well, which oddly enough, I believe they're cheaper than the Elixirs, but anyways, different story. Okay, so yes, back to your favorite gear right now, which is
my Les Paul Jr.
Derailed.
My Les Paul Jr.
All right,
with the Power Slinky Cobalts, which I strung those up. When was that? Beginning of the year? When
you gave me them to put on there?
Yeah, but when was it? That was around Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Yeah, it was like
in-laws
5 months ago.
Town. Oops, I'm cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, 5 months ago.
Okay, and they still sound amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. That thing needed a lot of tweaking. I spent a lot of time on the actual fretboard. Yeah. Like the fretboard needed some major love. Yeah, love. But when it was done, I agree. When I got it from you, I said, "Man, I can't get my head around these juniors. I don't like the complete like rawness of everything. It's just it's a slab.
Yeah, exactly.
And a boat. It's like a boat oar attached to a slab of wood. It's like a boat oar attached to a cutting board. And then you put those crappy cobalt strings.
Oh, hey, dangerous territory.
But when we were done with it, I was like, okay, no, I can get behind this. This is cool. I can dig it.
Yeah.
Jeff, Hefe, what you got?
Why don't you go?
Why don't I go?
Yeah.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. My favorite piece of gear right now is my 60th anniversary Fender Nashville Deluxe Telecaster. It's a mouthful. That is my go-to guitar right now, and I absolutely love that thing. Yeah, I got it I traded it.
How many times did you have to trade for that guitar?
Well, if I take the Wayback Machine, interestingly enough, I just recently made a family tree for all my guitars, starting with that one that I talked about a long time ago, that I painted, and that I traded.
Flames.
So I can track that all the way back. So it's probably like maybe like a 10 guitar trade there.
That's pretty impressive over
over a long time,
20-year period.
Yeah.
Over a long time.
But I traded an '84 Gibson Studio Weinstein.
Which, can we just agree that's the worst color?
It's
Weinstein.
Awful.
I didn't even.
Yeah, it's like the wine color, the classic. Yeah. You see the SG.
SG. Yeah.
I just personally, but I think it could be one of those things where if you drive a blue car for several years, the last thing you want is another blue car, and you hate blue cars.
Right.
Kind of that thing. So, I mean, certainly there are finishes that are amazing and whatever strokes your whatever floats your boat. Different strokes.
I don't think that's the same.
Yeah, courses for courses.
Yeah.
Dollars to donuts. We haven't gotten that
stuff. But anyways, okay. So I had one of the first guitars that I bought. First serious guitar I bought was this '84 Gibson Les Paul Studio, and that thing was solid. But as a young pup coming up in guitar land, I ruined it. I took out the pickups, and I put some really really hot DiMarzios in because I was.
Well, that's a sensible thing.
Because I knew what I was doing.
Right.
And then I told the guitar shop, I'm like, no, you can keep those other pickups. I don't want them. I was an absolute idiot. And someone, the guy before me who owned it, had put on Grover tuners. So it didn't have the original tuners. It didn't have the original pickups. It had been dropped a bunch or just banged up from gigging. So it had love. I liked that. I had a friend of mine machine a polished aluminum pick guard that didn't fit very well at all.
Remind me, are the studios archtop?
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
well,
so they can use that typical Les Paul pickguard.
Yeah, they really the biggest thing with the studios is that it's a dot inlay board, and it doesn't have binding.
Gotcha. Yeah.
For all intent and purpose, that is the only difference between a Les Paul standard and a studio at that time. And so, yeah, the thing was just Frankenstein. And I found a guy on Craigslist who wanted to trade me that for this Nashville Telly. And I was kind of moving out of a Les Paul phase, and I was really wanting to get a Telly, and we were starting to, I was doing the Clash stuff. And so, interestingly enough, this guy wanted, he was looking for a guitar made from '84. I was like,
was that when he was born?
That's weird. He wanted to give it to his grandson, who was born in 1984.
Oh.
I mean, what are the odds of like a guy in my town wanting a Les Paul from 1984 who wanted to trade for a Telecaster? I mean, that's
a miracle.
That's pretty crazy. So we did a straight up trade.
A Christmas miracle.
We did a straight up trade. And interesting. This is crazy. This is bananas. You guys are gonna freak. So a good friend of mine who was in a hot minute was in this band, very, very hot minute, and he had a wine colored Les Paul Studio from 1984. We were in consecutive numbers, sequential numbers. His ended, I think, in like 6/5 or something, like whatever. His ended in 5, mine ended in 6. What are the odds of that?
That's nuts.
2 guitars coming off the line, separated at birth for 15, 20 years,
only to be reunited,
put together. That was.
I think
that's another miracle.
That guitar had some.
There's a book in this.
I mean, there might be. I don't know where, but anyways. Okay, so
it's a music miracle.
This Telecaster that I have now, so it's the honey color,
honey blonde,
yeah.
Which when Jay's got it up on screen, which at first I read as horny blonde.
Well, who's not going to want that?
I'm like, that's a Telecaster I need to get.
Yeah. So it's the honey blonde. It has a maple fingerboard, not the rosewood.
Love maple.
I like the maple.
I like the maple.
I'm a fan of it.
I'm a fan of maple.
Sometimes it can be a little tricky. Like if I get lost like at a gig and I'm like, hey, where's my fingers going? It's hard to keep track of that. That doesn't happen very often though. It had the tortoise shell pickguard, and famously it has this white pickup in the middle, which lends itself to almost like a Stratocaster layout. However, it isn't.
Okay.
I could give I don't ever play that middle pick. I've actually been thinking about actually just removing it, making my own Frankenstein out of it. But so it's got a 5-way switch, and
5.
Yeah. So neck and middle and bridge and bridge.
Can't turn them all on.
But you can't. It's a Telecaster, and I can't turn on the neck and bridge at the same time. It's goofy like that, and like that's a classic Telecaster sound. So the thing is, I never would have bought this guitar. Like I never would have walked in and said, that one. But I was getting a Telecaster for free, a good one. And
sounds like another project for you.
What?
To rewire that thing to...
I have rewired. So I took that out.
Right, yeah.
I put in... Yeah,
it goes without saying. You're like,
needless to say, I mess with it. Shielded the entire thing with the copper tape because I was getting this buzz out of there. And the hilarious thing is the solve for that was ultimately a dryer sheet. So I found a guy online... I'll look it up, and I will put his. I think it was Just Nick. I think the guy's handle is Just Nick. Anyways, he obviously a lot of questions online about like, why is my guitar buzzing? Why does it sound staticky if I touch it? And so I spent all this time completely shielding all of the cavity, the pick guard, the underside of the pick guard, regrounding everything, and it was still going. I was like, right? He said, just take a dryer sheet and wipe it on the pick guard, and I did. It was gone. Static was gone. So now I keep a bag of dryer sheets in my gig bag.
So is it just the plastic pick guard?
You just take a dryer sheet and you just go wipe it on.
So
it.
is it picking up static electricity from the room?
But is it the pick guard only, right? So there's
just the pick guard only.
I wonder if it was a different material if you have that same problem. Like if it was a metal,
non-plastic. Yeah, if you had a metal one or something else. That it would, anyways,
interesting.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Did you coat the pick guard?
Did I coat it
with your
the underside? Yeah,
yeah, you did.
I coated that.
That's interesting.
And so I've since put a black pick guard on it. What else did I do to it? I changed out the knobs because I don't like those chrome nubby knobs because you can't unless you're sweeping from left to right. Anytime you adjust it, you don't know where you're at. So I actually put jazz bass knobs on, which kind of give it a cool older feel to it. So they're black. They have a line on it and a dot. I put the line on it, so with a paint pen.
Different horses for different
courses.
Yeah, and then at one time I actually put in a Duncan quarter pounder into the bridge, just cause, and then immediately took it out because it just fattened it up way too much.
Yeah, you don't want to do that to a telly.
But wanted to mess around with it.
Yeah.
So I have one of those for sale. What else did I do to that? I feel like I did more things to it. Last thing I did to it was it had the ashtray bridge in it. Can't stand those things because I like to have my hand on it. I like to play the bridge. I like to rest it, mute it, and stuff.
You're a rubber.
So replaced it with the standard plate one. So it had the 3 brass saddles, and now it's got the individual 6 saddles. Anyways, freaking rocks. Oh wait, last thing. So I also used the plasti dip stuff. So I got some plasti dip, and I put a stencil for the Clash stuff, and I put a stencil of the Clash star on it. Because the plasti dip, all you do is you rub it off, and it comes right off. So I did that, and I have some other accoutrement to it, but Telecasters are famously accessible for modification. Yeah. Go.
Are we out of time?
No, we're just.
You sure?
Yeah, go, man.
This has been a show for just getting off course. So let's move it along, Jeff. What's your favorite gear right now?
All right, I'll just go fast on this one.
You don't have to, man.
You sure? Because.
Yeah, okay, go fast. Don't dawdle.
This will be fast. Everyone's picking their guitars, so of course that's the main staple in everyone's arsenal. Their guitar, so of course guitar arsenal. I
got a registered trademark on that, by the way.
Yes, you did on their first episode, wasn't
right.
it?
Guitarsenal.
Is that available?
Give me it.
Get it now.
No, for real, we should try that. Okay, go, Jeff.
No, that's fine. We can edit this down, right? So my guitar is a Warmoth build guitar, and it is a walnut body with a bird's eye maple neck and bird's eye maple laminate top.
What's the body shape?
It is Strat style, your favorite.
But it's not.
It's called a soloist, so it's not a Strat.
It's like the Shredder Strat.
It's definitely more shreddy. Shreddy out of here.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, how much money did that set you back
at that time? So this again, I've had this guitar forever.
Define forever.
Forever is probably like 20 some years.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That's kind of impressive that 20 years ago you decided, I'm going to build a Warmoth guitar.
Yeah.
Well, that's back to I wanted exactly what I wanted. And the only way to get it was to.
That is the first and last time we will ever hear that out of Jeff Fischer's mouth.
That's true.
Maybe.
That is very true.
So yeah, it was an easy kind of choice to make, but it was a hard exercise to actually go through to find all the right pieces. Am I doing the right thing? All that kind of stuff. So it takes a while to plan it out and figure out what you want to do with it. And part of that custom element I wanted was the short scale length. So again, my
girly fingers
coming back to haunt me. Girly fingers. Short scale neck is magical. So,
what's the shape on the neck? What's the profile?
It's like an Ibanez, right?
No,
I mean, is it like a kind of a C, D?
It's more of a C. It's more definitely more fendery. So. Okay. It's not super thin like an Ibanez or anything like that. So they're short scale. They only have a couple of options for versus their regular lengths where they have many more shapes.
What's a headstock shape?
It's Fender.
Scroll.
Yeah, it's your straightforward.
Okay.
Copycat, right? Headstock. Okay. I don't know how different it is from a Fender. It's probably a little bit different. It can't be exact.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
But what I do like about that guitar, first of all, I actually really hate playing that guitar.
It's too small for you.
It's small and it's so like shreddy and delicate. Anyways, but what I do love about it, I love them. He's got mini switches on it, little tiny mini toggles, and those are just cool. Like those are
hardest thing.
It's kind of a cool factor
in any type of live situation, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I pick that thing up, I don't know what to do with it because it's like, what are all of these things?
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
like a super like a tiger maple neck, right? Like on the back. I mean, the neck is, from what I remember, is pretty beautiful.
It's the neck's bird's eye. The laminate top is also bird's eye as well.
Okay,
no, take that back. It's not. It's more of a flame.
Yeah,
flame maple.
Yeah, but so the top, your body is a bird's eye.
Your body is a wonderland.
It is a wonderland.
Oh, man.
Neck is bird's eye, body's flame maple. There we go.
What?
Yes.
Is it really?
It's flame maple over walnut.
Okay.
Sorry, mahogany. God.
Goodness sakes.
You got me going in the woods.
You built this thing?
It's like 20 years ago.
Yeah. So did you do that on the internet? Back then? How did you do that?
Yeah.
Mail order? Like you fill out a form?
Internet was there.
You got gold hardware on that too.
No, it's black.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gold.
No, you're wrong. It's gold.
So I have an idea for a very future show, a show coming soon.
A future show.
We're going to all do our own build on Warmoth.
Okay.
Not where we're committing dollars.
But visualizing one.
We'll go through the process and we'll create our own guitar and then we'll share them.
Which is fun to do.
Oh, heck
I do it every weekend.
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll make it official. Okay. That covers our main topic. Thank you, Jeff.
Sure.
That was great. I love that you shared your favorite guitar, which is my least favorite guitar.
That's not uncommon with you.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, you guys are...
He hates everything.
You guys are polar opposites.
He hates it. I don't hate everything.
You hate everything I offer.
Things.
Everything I offer you.
That's right. I hated your... you gave me
yeah, pretty much.
Sorry. Hated that pedal. Hated that guitar. Pretty much hate the way you look. Your hair is bothersome.
Well, it is.
Oh, man. So
Would you please turn down the bass while we're playing in the band because you're too loud? Would you please stand farther back away from me?
Could you stand off stage for us, please?
Could you unplug your amp, please?
Could you wear this mask? All right, so we're going to wrap this up with our top 4. So this one is most desired bass guitar.
I've been.
So that's kind of where we went with, like, it's not really the bass. It could have been the bass show, but it's not the bass show. So this is top 4 most desired bass. If Bass Genie showed up right now and said, "Poof, what do you need right now?"
I think
what would you take?
Jay should go first on this one.
It would be a 1976 Fender Jazz bass with a mirror pickguard.
What?
Now let me explain this quickly because I walked away from buying that bass for $400.
Ooh.
Whoa, that was stupid.
That was my yes. So I wake up sometimes in a cold sweat and full of regret.
Yeah,
that I walked away from
your
that.
soccer coach going,
Little Jay,
you really blew
You
this
walked
one,
away
didn't
from
you?
it.
You not
You have girly fingers. Yeah. So if I could get the chance for the bass genie to bring that back to me, that would be.
So what did it look like? What was it about?
It was yellowish. It was kind of that yellow. I don't know what the.
Yellowish.
It's honey.
Yeah,
Honey
maybe it was
stain.
the honey. Yeah,
Right.
And
So like natural, like kind of transparent.
But it's-
transparent.
But it's more yellow than.
it's like yellow too
Yeah.
because it was older. It was from the
Okay.
70s. It had been replaced with, it had a badass bridge put on it, which is not what I would normally put on
Okay,
one.
and a badass bridge,
Yeah, and then
which is that the single? That's not the single saddles. In like completely individual saddles, like on like super funky like
No,
jazz.
it's a
style.
solid,
super
solid
duper
plate.
chunky.
Okay.
For sustain, I guess. And I'm not sure if the pick guard, the reflective pick guard,
I might
was
have just burped a little.
original or replaced, but
So what color was the pick guard?
it was like metal, shiny.
Oh, that's
mirrored,
right.
mirrored. So
Was
call
it
it
was
chrome.
it was it real mirror or was it
no, it wasn't
polished?
It's polished metal, but it was very in good shape. The dude never played it. So
Okay, what was the neck?
maple.
Kinda
Didn't
like
have
this.
didn't have the inlays.
I'm getting behind this.
Didn't have the it didn't have the black inlays or anything like that.
Like the Geddy Lee
Yeah.
or like the
Or not like that. Like it didn't have any fancy inlays or anything.
Just
like
dot.
That.
Just dots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. $400. Was this in a store?
No, this was a
This
guy
guy
I
on
worked
the
with, a
corner?
programmer I used to work with. He brought it in.
Call
I
him
took
up.
a look. I've tried to contact him
Wow.
a couple times.
That's a sad story.
I know. When I was young and I didn't have, $400 bucks.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of money even if you're not young.
Back then was, it's like,
That's a lot.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
But I should have
Yeah.
suffered.
Well, that's
through
another
without
thing.
eating.
Once it got away, that's another topic
Yeah.
we're going to cover.
That's-
Ones that got away.
I
I'm
like
going to
that.
put that in there right now. All right, Aaron, what do you got?
Let's see. It would be a Warwick thumb bass, neck through. Warwick Custom Shop, number 1151, which it gets specific because if you go custom shop with Warwick thumb basses, a lot of color options. This one's just like a natural oil finish. Gorgeous.
The walnut kind of.
Yeah.
Isn't it a walnut? I mean, it's a dark wood. Right?
A little bit, yeah.
The natural oil is like. Was it made out of walnut?
Yeah, it's like what Jay has up on the screen right now. But
Minister of Information has it up on screen right now. We're looking at it.
actually, but that's
a nice looking bass.
But no. That's the bolt-on. The neck through ones are more amazing. Absolutely amazing.
More amazing?
Amazinger.
Amazinger. That's
Yeah.
right.
I've wanted one forever. A Warwick, but the thumb bass in particular.
What about the thumb bass makes you?
Well,
It's better than the Corvette. Oof.
yeah, absolutely.
Sorry if anybody's got a Corvette out there, but I'm just saying.
Honestly, I would buy a Corvette if I had disposable income for particular uses. But the thumb bass, back in the mid '90s, when I was in a band and we were playing around the Canton, Ohio music scene, the bustling Canton music Ohio scene, there was a band that we played with a lot, and their bass player had a thumb bass, and that thing sounded so dope. Yeah, and this dude had a lot of money, and I don't know how he had that a lot of money, but he was like
He saved
20
up for a long time as a child.
long time
Yeah.
but he was 20
Trust fund baby.
maybe.
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, he's got this thumb bass.
Those are
neck
about
through-
$1,000, right?
No, we're talking $3,000 to $4,000, and he had one. It's like, what are you doing?
Right. I don't know a lot about Warwick thumb basses.
No, that's cool.
They look goofy, but
Whoa.
I mean Corvettes. Sorry.
Corvettes.
Was he
Yeah.
phenomenal?
I like
player?
the thumb.
Yeah, he
Thumbs
was
are
really
right.
good,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
There's always something about price of guitar and how good you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I'm freaking awesome, but I don't spend a lot of money on guitars.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me 3.
Okay, that's cool. I can get behind that. All right, Jeff.
So this one I cannot answer.
How?
Because
How can you not answer this?
I've been looking at bass.
Bass Genie is here right now.
Trying to figure out what kind of bass I want.
A precision, right?
I haven't played enough to know what I like and what I don't like.
Okay, so what do you
So I can't say playability wise which one I want.
Okay, that's okay.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I can't answer the full question.
Okay.
I can only answer
right.
part of the question, which is I stumbled across these basses. If you want to pull this up, it's called mayonnaise. It's M-A-Y.
That's a mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. M-A-Y-O-N-E-S. And the only reason I came upon these basses is because of course, the wood. Again.
Yeah, you love wood.
I love the wood.
Yeah, Hefe's fond of the wood.
I used to work in a wood shop, so that's why I love the wood. So
Need t-shirts.
I love the wood.
I'm sure they're out there.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they're out there.
Look at that's some interesting wood.
So okay, this is totally typical of.
Can you
For whatever reason, like especially bass players that are doing any kind of non-rock, basses are just crazy pants, aesthetically
Beautiful.
well. I mean,
Which one?
It's
No, they're
arguable.
a little-
I mean, they're
yeah.
out there. Everybody's like, whichever one's got the most exotic wood with the most exotic shape.
Yeah.
The most, there's all kinds of. I don't know.
Yeah, why do they make them so fancy? That's the question, right?
I mean, I can get behind spalted maple. That's
Freaking awesome.
See, but that's the thing. Sometimes that can look really cool, and sometimes it just
gotta be
looks
done right.
ridiculous. You know?
So
I don't know.
I'm just bringing it to your attention just because these things were beautiful looking.
That is a really nice looking bass.
I
So
have no
that's
idea
neck through, right? Yeah.
Sure looks like
how they
it.
play or how they sound or what. I'm sure they're expensive.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man.
YouTube that sometime, Jeff.
Well, not only is it so it's a spalted maple top, with some kind of because
It's
they're
active pickups. Too.
it's got active pick. Well, naturally, I mean,
It's got
anything-
to. Yeah, exactly. It has to.
That's a nice looking guitar. So we'll put the link up in Facebook group for that.
Yeah, if anybody
That's pretty
owns one
wicked.
or plays one, let us know.
Let us know.
How
I'd
much-
love to know how that thing sounds.
How much money you
that
paid
thing's
for
a
that?
grip of money.
I bet it weighs
Does
a
it
lot.
tell you how
too.
much they are? Probably not. It's probably like contact your local dealer.
Yeah, we make them for you custom. So, no, they do have a custom shop though, Artist Series and custom shop. So they must.
Mamacita.
Any idea who plays one?
Yeah, I just pulled it up here. Let's see. I
Nathan
don't,
It's
East.
gonna be some like Brazilian name or something. And you're not gonna be able to.
Scorpions.
Are you serious?
Los Scorpiones.
Scorpions. Gosh.
He's doing. Yeah, he's got the face right there.
Sorry, I don't know any of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah, who are
All
these
right.
people? I'm sure they're really good.
Oscar
Or they think they are.
Cartaya. Oscar Cartaya. The Scorpions.
Limp Biscuit.
Woof.
There we go.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh my, seriously?
Wojciech Pulaski.
Pain of Salvation.
Maruzzi. It's weird. Like, super insane.
Oh, Periphery. I know that one.
Bass players always have crazy foreign sounding names.
Well, yeah, that makes you better.
I
at
guess
bass.
Yes.
You just add a lot of vowels to your name and your money.
Yeah, it somehow rearranges your genes, your genetic information, and then all of a sudden you're an awesome bass
Yeah, we know
player.
what genes are. Thanks, dude.
So,
Okay.
So as you can
so
tell,
wait.
I'll get sucked in by wood.
Yeah.
Let's keep this thing PG-13,
Yeah.
all right?
Okay, so mine, to bring it home, is the Jack Cassaday signature Epiphone. I
Casada.
love that bass. I would love to have that bass right here, right now. Probably easily influenced fellow, I suppose. But Manny, the bass player from Stone Roses and Primal Scream, Gary Manny Mounfield, is just such a fantastic bass player, and I love his signature sound. And he's got Ricks too that he plays, but you know, you look at a guy who's producing a sound that you're so vibing with, and he's up there with his great big semi-hollow, like, beautiful bass, and you know, then you have to have that.
Who's played a semi-hollow bass? I've never.
I've owned one actually.
Me too.
So all of us, everybody,
you like
not
it?
me. I haven't had one.
You didn't like it? No, two no's.
Feedback.
Did you guys pull it up so you can see it? The black one is beautiful, but I mean the gold one is.
Yeah, the gold one's really nice looking.
It's really nice, but it's got this really cool feature on it called the Veritone control. So it's kind of, you know, those are they put them on a couple of the Gibson bodies, but it allows. It isn't just a tone sweep on it. So like, you know, Heism is it actually like controls sort of like the attack of the bass, and the pickups are actually low output.
They just by looks they look low output.
Yeah. Well, it's just one
Yeah,
pickup,
right.
Which is interesting.
So yeah, it's got a low output pickup. So that obviously must be working with the
That's
the
interesting.
Veritone.
So that's this 50, 250, 500. Is that what that?
Yeah.
That's
So that sounds like a frequency range, right?
Yeah, it goes from 50 ohms to 500 ohms.
Probably notches frequencies up or down, right?
Yeah, but it's only 3. It's not a sweep. And it shifts the dynamics of the tone. So you get like punchy, narrow, and round, and
Yeah, right.
anyways, I always that's the bass. If I could have any bass right now, poof, that's it.
I want the white
Give
one.
me that thing.
I want the white one.
So they're not. Are they incredibly expensive? Or are they not?
Nice too.
No, they aren't. I think they're
Silverbird.
Why
like
don't you have
$800 brand new,
that's not-
but they come up.
It's not cheap.
No, I mean it's not ridiculous either.
It's not a $4,000 bass.
No, it's definitely not. And they, it's $800 brand new. But I've seen them come up briefly on Craigslist, and I've seen them for about $400, $490, $450, $499, which is still, you know,
It's up there, but okay.
if that's your second instrument, that's a lot of money to pay. But man,
You trade all those other bases in.
yeah,
You've now traded
I can trade a
into
lot
it.
of stuff.
Start a new
yeah,
tree.
give me that thing. I love it. I love it.
A bass
I
tree.
love it. I'm mad for it. Okay. Anyways, not totally different band, but that's okay. All right. That
we
wraps
did it.
this one up. It's not quite the bass show. This is a semi-bass show. Thanks, Knobs, Jay, Aaron, Hefe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No,
No.
thank
no,
you.
no, thank
No.
The pleasure is entirely
You.
mine.
It was a good pleasure.
All right, see you.
Oh, that's it for these knobs. Please join us on Facebook.com/groups/guitar knobs and tell us what you think and share your stories and guitar stuff along with ours. You can also find us at twitter.com/guitar_knobs and also at our website at guitarknobs.podbean.com.